Hey, TGCRequiem, we're back with Blueback Tezzeret. Don't think we can keep this one. No way to really accelerate into this. Pithing Needle could be amazing, but odds are, whoa, almost clicked keep there. This one's a bit better. Delta Inventor's Fair. We can hit Liliana turn 3 potentially. We have Brutality turn 2. Gonna go ahead and keep. We are gonna go top. And because of that, we're gonna play Bear and Jar and get our opponent to think we're on Lantern. It's probably a bad idea, honestly. We could hold the Jar. I just don't want the opponent to rip the Jar out of our hand if they are a deck that has the artifact destruction. It looks like we're probably playing Grixis Death Shadow, I would assume. Likely they take the Liliana here. Collective Brutality probably isn't that good against them. So we will go after like a Stubborn Denial because that is problematic. But Liliana is really bad if they... Essentially Liliana can win the game against Shadow decks. If it sticks with one creature at a time, you down tick, make him sacrifice, up tick a couple times, down tick, make him sacrifice the next creature. It's very troublesome. Yep. Thankfully, we are running a deck that has 4 of them. We're going to go for a Watery Grave. And we are going to go right after their hand. Fatal Push doesn't do anything. Death Shadow, Angler. Thought Scour turns on their Angler. They're not a good Shadow hand right now. No real way to lose life. They can get themselves down to 14 right now, so Scour is the card for sure. A lot of decks aren't running any main deck Kozilek's Return right now, so there is a good chance that if we get a Ensnaring Bridge down, that's just game. A little aggressive, but I want to be able to cast a Liliana if we get one. So they're really going to need like 2 K commands to get through this Ensnaring Bridge. They can get a Shadow down now. The problem is they can't really attack with it. They could. Yeah, I mean, they're going to make it a 2/2, so they're not going to be able to attack unless we start drawing just a bunch of big cards in a row. That's part of why we went for the Watery Grave. So we do know all 3 cards in our opponent's hand right now. So we were definitely going to use Pithing Needle to get the Inventor's Fair to start gaining us some life. I think the question here is, do we want to go after one of their fetches? They've already used one of each of them. Sometimes Tarn is the least used one. I did forget, I said I was going to, I forgot to pull out my Tarns for Misty Rainforests, which I think is a better fetch choice because you might name Tarn with Needle. I think we actually have to name Bloodstained Mire, which is fine because it's one of their 4 ofs. Occasionally, the opponent can run a main deck Liliana, and the Liliana could get us. Maybe we just hedge against the main deck Liliana. It's not super common, but common enough. Eventually, if they draw enough lands, they could take command, Snapcaster, take command. But a Liliana of the Veil could actually just really blow our whole strategy up. It does hurt us as well, but I think we're in a strong position where we can get to another ensnaring bridge. Make sure to... So here we're going to actually go for an island in case we need to Word of Invention a little bit later. It's fine. I'd rather you stubborn this than the second ensnaring bridge that locks you out of the game. So just trying to make their shadows bigger, set themselves up for a turn where they can kill us if they can get rid of the bridge. And then they're probably going to cast their Wrangler. Yeah, so they're just trying to set themselves up for the win the turn they get there. Unfortunately, that window just closed. While they're tapped out here, we're going to go get a second bridge. Now we start looking for ways to win the game. Well, we know they have Push and Snapcaster Mage. I guess this is kind of a way to win. It's not going to take much from a Tezzeret or Thopter Foundry to close this out. Unless, you know, we're really unlucky and they're main decking like a Echoing Truth or something. We can't use this. No biggie. Still gets out of our hand. Plus we can always Thopter Foundry if we need to. So they're gonna snap stub this even though I can't activate it. I think that's probably a mistake on their end. Probably rather save the Stubborn Denial for another Whir or something to that effect, another Tezzeret that can actually close the game. But again, maybe they'd have us on a Thopter Foundry. Got Stubborn Denials for days. Of course, we're running 4 Collective Brutalities, so we could potentially just Brutality them to death here. The opponent is officially in a position where they could K-Command, Snap K-Command, but we still have essentially 3. So we're actually going to go ahead and... What do we want to do here? We could use Inventor's Fair to get like a bauble, then run out the second Inventor's Fair. Get a Thopter Foundry. The problem is we know they have a Fatal Push. I guess they can't attack us with through a 1/1, so what's the difference? Oops. Where that chat window? There it is. Alright, opponent just kind of scoops finally. Apologize for the screen shake up there. Buddy just pinging me. Alright, so mid-range. We did not mulligan, and we had a good opening hand. We're going to be on the draw game 2 here. Fatal Push seems decent. You know, we could try and attack. We absolutely want to bring in our Welding Jar. Chalice is going to be really good here as an X1 card. You know, we could bring our push. It's somewhat counterintuitive with Chalice, but it's kind of one of those things where so long as we have one or the other, we're in good shape. Damnation, we will want Witchbane Orb, unlikely to really be very good. I mean, by the time we get it down, we're already low enough in cards in hand that we don't really care about the Thoughtseize anyway. Liliana's great. Search is decently good. Thopter Foundry combo could be good. Relic's good. I don't know that we really need Tithing Needle here. Again, I could see them wanting to go for Liliana because it's a way to break up the bridge. I think we maybe want one of those in. Collective Brutality really is not very good, so I think we can cut the 4 of those. And then it's just a matter of whether or not I think Tezzeret or Agents are better. I mean, we can take Tezzeret to make 5/5s. One would hope that they're going to remove most of their removal for this, which might make that plan a little stronger. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, so we're still good here. I'm going to go ahead and keep this as my opening hand. This is actually a decent-ish opening hand. Really, we want chalices, but sort of the meat could be really strong. Buy us quite a bit of time. Oh. Yeah, I like the fact that we have access to all of our mana that we need here. I think I'm actually gonna, yeah, I'm definitely keeping this. Opponent kept a 0-lander? Oh, okay. Ooh, very intently playing their land in the second main. I'm gonna get a Thoughtseize. Position, going after the fatal push. Going after Sword of the Meek is a misplay. Unless they have a way to really eat at the graveyard. We can actually try and jam the Thopter Foundry next turn. Then it's okay if Sword gets countered, because we can just sack the Bauble. The opponent is holding up mana, which makes us probably have to feel like they have an opt. So I think we're actually just going to go ahead and play Temple here. Big problem potentially comes if they cast a Gurmag Angler and hold up Stubborn Denial. That's unfortunate. It may have been worth jamming it there, but based on the way the opponent played, and I played a bit of Grixis Shadow, I would have assumed that the opponent is holding up Stubborn Denial. Gurmag Angler eats it up. We're going to go Dark Slick, and we will jam. Our opponent, if they're running some Stubborn Denials, they could be in pretty good shape here. Get a peek at what the opponent has under the hood. Inquisition coming up. I think we go for the Damnation here, or do we go for the... Actually, we have to go for Liliana. We know they have an Inquisition. They may fetch it away. But if they don't, that's fine. And this is a stronger play to some extent, because if they then run out some more creatures next turn, we can potentially Damnation them and make extra bonus out of it. So the hope would be that they run another creature or two out here to really put the pressure on us. Inquisition doesn't do any good. I get a good feel for what their plan is after they see that Damnation. They're attacking, they're just going to hold up Snapcaster. Timer Battle Rage. Okay, so they don't have a Stubborn Denial, I don't think, and so they are going for maximum damage here because they know they're going to lose their Gurmag Angler. And if they have a Stubborn Denial, they have a Stubborn Denial. We're probably gonna... that's a good snag. Relic would have been very good for us. And I think we actually just use the Bauble here because we have kind of a window They have a Verdant Catacombs coming up, so nothing really threatening. Oops, that's wrong. Can't do that. Stubborn Denial doesn't do anything here. That pretty much locks them out of this game. Hold on. So they could have Surgical Extraction, and we don't have a second artifact to sacrifice. They don't have Rakdos Charm. But we could always use Inventor's Fair to go get one the next turn. I think we still do this while they only have one card in hand. You know, and they may have like a board wipe, but it doesn't really matter. They have like a Kozilek's Return. They're killing us with it. They're killing all the creatures the next turn. It's just something they have to use. Right now we have lethal on board. They drew a fetch land. Soon we're just going to get a concession that they're going to type out how much of a Luxac I am. I don't know, maybe they're just trying to think if there's any way they can pull it out here. Have conceded. Awesome. Well, if you enjoyed, I urge you to think about possibly giving us a like. And if you want to watch more, please subscribe. I definitely cycle through a lot of the same decks, but I do try and play a bunch of different unique decks to get a better feel for Modern. It's all about learning Modern here. So hopefully you enjoyed and have a good time.